Hi Liam, how are you? Thank you so much for meeting with me today. I really appreciate this.
Hey Jackie, you got it?
Do we still have that 15 minutes of time that we discussed?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. So does anybody else need to be here, or are you the one that pretty much handles all the decision making with office technology?
Yeah, as far as office equipment and technology, I'm the guy.
Very good. So tell me a little bit about this practice.
Well, I've been a part of it for about 10 years, and ever since IT really became an important part of each business. And but the practice has been around for 2 generations of doctors. It started husband and wife, and then they retired and handed it down to their kids. And they're the 2 managing partners of the practice.
So family of doctors.
Yes.
It's a lot of school.
I would imagine so.
How long has the practice been?
It's about 30 years.
Okay.
Practice has been around.
And have you had any other responsibilities here besides IT?
No. They hired me away from an IT managed services company. That we actually started to implement some things, and they liked me, so they just hired me on as their full-time IT guy.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So what was the other company that you worked for?
It was called Adirondack Technical Solutions. They met me. They're on vacation up in the Adirondacks, and they met me and helped them out a little bit, and then the rest is history.
You seem pretty happy here.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So we discussed over the phone that you said that you were having some issues with losing some of your documents that are being scanned in.
Yep.
Is there anything else that you wanted to discuss today?
No, that's pretty much the crux of my concerns with what I have going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what do you know about Toshiba?
I have my last 2 laptops were Toshiba laptops, and I have.
Hopefully they worked out?
Yeah, no, they're great. And I had a Toshiba TV. My friends got it now. Once I got a new TV, but that's pretty much. Other than the fact that they're an electronics company, I really don't know much about it.
Okay. Well, just to give you a little background on Toshiba, we're a $77 billion company. We're one of the largest technology companies. So partnering with us, it's a true professional. We spend a lot of money in research and development. And so we like to say that we think globally, we work nationally, and we act locally.
Oh, wow.
So with our local office being in King of Prussia, everything is right at your fingertips. If you ever have any service issues or anything, our service engineers are right there. I can communicate with them directly. All the people that you would be calling with any technical issues, they're right there. Our VP of sales is right down the hall from me. So it has a nice family feel. So, and it sounds like that's kind of the same way it is here.
Yeah, definitely. That's good to know.
All right, great. So tell me about how you're set up currently.
We have a copier in the reception area, which is our main machine we have, and then we have 2 more. We have 2 desktop printers, one in the nurse's station and one in the doctor's office. All the doctors in the practice share a common office because obviously they're not in that office too often. They're in the exam rooms, but then they have their own desktop printer.
Okay, so just to go back, 2 desktop printers in the doctor's offices?
No, just 2 desktop printers total.
Oh, total.
And yep.
Okay, and then 1 copier in the reception. And what vendor do you currently use?
It's National Business Equipment.
Okay. And so walk me through your current situation right now with the scanning.
So the scanning is obviously we have the electronic medical records, the EMR system, so we try not to print too much or have too much that we have to scan in, but it's inevitable. So we have to scan stuff in. It goes into server storage, obviously backed up in the cloud for disaster recovery, and then it's accessible throughout the medical records network.
Okay. So when you lose a document, what happens?
What'll happen is we have barcodes barcode stickers. So it automatically sends it into specific destinations based on those barcode stickers. And because it's so automated in that regard, our staff forgets to really check what's going in. Sometimes we'll lose that last page. I don't even know why. It's an anomaly. I'll call in for maintenance, and then, you know, their service techs will come in and say, oh, everything's working right, but it clearly isn't, and then they blame it on me and my implementation, but there's literally no way, because it's at that first step, it's at that first layer of the technology. So
How does that affect you?
well, first off, it kind of upsets me that, you know, they're so brazen to point out that it's my fault. You know, and then they can't even offer any sort of recommendation for a solution. But the fact is, I have to go back and we have to figure out what's missing, and we have to get it back in the system, and it takes time to do that.
Is that frustrating?
Yeah, it's really frustrating.
So how much time would you say it takes to retrieve these lost documents?
I mean, it could take up to an hour to find what's missing and then get it back in the system, because I have to figure out which doctor it is, you know, go through their notes that they have. Luckily, they keep electronic notes on tablets, but you know, we have to do that. Or if it's from an outside source, it could take even longer.
Oh, wow. So how many times a week would you say?
You know, it started off slow, and then suddenly it started becoming, once or twice a week. Probably twice a week's a good guess.
Twice a week?
Yeah.
And you're saying it takes an hour each time to find a missing document?
Yeah, I would say that's a good average.
So how many times a month you're saying, last month, how many times did it happen? And you said outside source to find it?
Or if I have to go to an outside source, if that's where the documents are coming from, you know, I have to go and figure out who sent those documents, whether it's a vendor of ours for medication supply, or, you know, whatever it is. We have to go and track that down and figure out what exactly is missing and have them send it over to us. So, like I said, it's, you know, probably
so that's additional time. Also,
yeah, exactly. So, you know,
and then you're asking them to find missing information for you too.
Right. So it'll, you know, let's say, like I said, like 2 times a week. So, you know, 8 times a month. I'd say.
How much cost do you think that goes into wasted time and cost?
I'm not really sure, you know, because there's no, I mean, I just know what the time is. I mean, if you're saying time is money, and it's, you know, based on, you know, I guess lost labor.
Right. Sounds like it's like hiring a part-time person just to track down missing documents.
Yeah.
Due to the copier not being, the document feed not being, or fussy.
But yeah, because I still have to do my job on top of that, so I'm here for extra time.
So you said with the desktop printers, what type of printers are they?
HPs.
Are they laser printers?
Yeah, they're just, you know, $200 laser printers that I got at Staples.
And how are they utilized?
They're just used to print out, you know, primarily, you know, private information that we don't want coming out on the copier for just anybody to see.
Okay. And how many times would you say you're replacing the cartridges for that?
Probably every other month.
Okay. And how much do they cost, would you say?
You know, I get a good deal from my vendor from WB Mason. So they're $75. You know, I was getting them at Staples, and they were like 90, and so I get them for $75 from WB Mason.
Okay.
So they're helping me out with that.
Do they always work?
I mean, yeah, they always work, but you know, they're supposed to get 10,000 prints per cartridge, but you know, we all know that they don't. You know, unless I pull it out and shake it up.
Right.
You know, and then maybe I get, you know, another 1,000, so I'll probably get 9,000 total out of it. So it's, you know, it's just the way it goes with those things, right?
Right. Well, we know nothing is perfect. I mean, if you could change anything about your current system, what would you change?
You know, talking about those HP printers, I would actually get rid of them. If we had a way to print stuff out to the copier, you know, without using, you know, without having the possibility of people just seeing what's being printed out. So if there was a way to, you know, click print, not have it come out automatically, and you know, unless you go over to the machine and, you know, punch in a password or something like that, that would be nice. You know, that I have less equipment that I have to manage. You know, so that, and I, you know, clearly fixing the scan situation, something that's more reliable, and then having, you know, techs that are actually respectful of what I do and the amount of hard work that I put into this practice.
Yeah, sounds like that would help you out a lot. So how long do you have left on your lease?
Let's just looking at it. We have 12 months left, 12 or 13 months, depending upon when the last payment was put in. So.
And when are you looking to implement a new solution?
I mean, obviously we have 12 months left on the lease, but if I could fix it tomorrow, if I could fix it today, I would.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what are you currently spending right now with your current lease?
It's like you said, I own the copiers, and the machine itself, the lease, plus the maintenance. That's right. Plus the maintenance is it's about $500 a month for that.
Okay, great. Well, listen, Lynn, I don't know if I can, but if I'm able to apply some of the promotions that we had last month and get you into some new technology, get you out of the current lease that you're in, while keeping it affordable, addressing some of the scanning needs that we had discussed, it would be something you would take a look at now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, why don't we just grab a couple of those invoices and let me put together some options for you. And let's meet, say, Tuesday work out for you?
Yeah,
At
Tuesday. Oh,
2:15.
At 2:15.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that should work either time.
Okay, great.